Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I wanted to share with you my current planner lineup that I have been using for a little while now, and I finally feel like I'm in a good spot. So I wanted to share what is working well for me right now. So as you can see, there are quite a few books in this lineup. And I think part of the reason why this is working so well for me is because I pretty much just plan on my desk nowadays. I don't really have to take them anywhere. Originally, I had the agenda and I had customized it, and I really loved how I had put it together. And in case you missed that and that's something that you're interested in watching, I'll go ahead and link it over here for you. But it just wasn't something that I needed in my life right now after thinking about it, because I don't necessarily need my plans to be portable. If I was working in an office, if I was always on the go, that would definitely be the ideal setup. But for now, since everything just pretty much sits here in my office, I don't necessarily need to, separate it or have any of that sort of portability. So the first thing that you see here is the Petite Folio system, and I'll go through each of those books. I also have an Erin Condren coil. I have the Moxie Life, a flagship planner, and then I also have a ECTPs, or an Erin Condren teacher planner. I'll start with the Erin Condren planner. So currently I am using a vertical planner. So this is the EC in the vertical layout. As you can see, has the colorful tabs. In the last plan with me that I share with you, I talked a little bit more about me switching to this planner, and I'm working my way through back planning some of it, because I haven't been using it for the entire year so far, because I was kind of flip-flopping with my planners, but now I feel pretty good about where I am with planners and etc. So I will go back and fill it out, because ideally I want this planner to be fully completed at the end of the year. So this is my April spread, and how I'm using this planner is really the core. It is my my overview, high level plans for my personal life. I haven't been including work stuff here because, one, it would be too much, and two, I actually have my other planner to help me with that. So this is my main weekly planner to plan all things personal, and then here and there some work things that, if they're major work things that I need to remember or incorporate as part of my schedule. And as you can see, it is a vertical layout. This is definitely, I think, my layout. It'll probably be the layout that I'm going to be going into in this new year. And part of the reason why I wanted to share my planner lineup is really to solidify why I really love my system right now. And those would be the planners that I'll go into 2022, 2023 for planner launch. So why I love the vertical is because I haven't been functioning very well with too much structure, like with an hourly. So I decided that the vertical was going to give me a little bit more flexibility. So for example, let's take a look at, I don't know, maybe Wednesday on April 13th. I typically use this planner with morning, day, and evening. Before, when I was using the daily, I was using it, breaking it down by category. So I had like personal, work, and home. But because I'm not using a daily, I feel like I need to still organize in some sort of structure for the day. So morning, day, and night works well for me. And I am more of a lister. So as you can see, there's lots of checklists throughout my plans. So that is why I really like the vertical. And then I can write something, like for example, I can write check mail. That's something that I'm intending to do during the morning hours, but I don't know necessarily when I get a chance. So that's why I like the vertical rather than the hourly structure, because with the hours, I felt like I needed to stick to that hour, and it was just adding way too much pressure for me. So that's why this one's working well. So at the end of the year, I'll do a full flip through because I'm working my way to filling out all of the other pages, etc. So I'll do a full flip through and show you what the planner looks like at the end. So that is my main housing all the things weekly planner. We'll still stay with the same personal theme and walk you through how I'm using the Moxie Life. Earlier this year, I did share my goal setting system, and the Moxie Life is a planner which can be either daily spreads or weekly spreads in both horizontal and vertical. The one that I have here is the horizontal spread, and I still haven't put my name because I recently moved into it as well. So like January, February, and March are pretty much empty. I did have some goal settings that I had done previously in my inserts that I was using. So I will possibly transfer them here because again, at the end of the year, I want to have one full planner with my Moxie Life, and hopefully I get to do an annual flip through, which I've never done. I don't think I've ever done a flip through of my entire planner. So that is one of my goals this year. So I won't go through all of the goal setting components. They're essentially the same thing that I had in my previous setup. So I'll go ahead and link that video here for you in case you're interested. But I'll go ahead and set those pages because it's currently not set up. But let's talk about how I'm using this planner. So it is my goal setting planner as well as my memory keeping / journaling planner. So that's how I'm using it. And I feel like I've finally found a good rhythm. So let's start first with the weekly, the monthly spread. So the monthly spread I'm currently using as a doodle a day. I was struggling with how to use these pages because I already have a monthly spread that I use in my main planner that I just showed you. And I thought of this, I've seen other people do this as well. So I'm like, this is kind of a neat idea. I typically don't get too creative with my plans, but I felt like this is the nice creative outlet that I think I need. So that's how I've been using it. So a doodle a day. So essentially I just look back at my day and I determine what is maybe one highlight or one thing that I'm grateful for or anything that I want to remember for the day. There's really no rules on this one. So for example, like on, the 5th, we went out on a walk. So that was really nice. It felt like spring was really in the air and I loved it. The other thing that has really helped me solidify sort of my planner lineup, believe it or not, is the consistency or the coherence in using stickers. I actually don't like when all of my planners look different. I might be a little bit, I don't know what the right term is for this one, but for example, I don't like to use one type of kit in this planner and then have another type of kit in another planner for the same layout or week. So that's why I love the stickers that I've been using from Paper and Glam. I went back to PNG. Now I had used her stickers before quite a bit, but now I'm using the digital and I can print as many as I want. I love them. They're so pretty and they're super cute, and I can have that consistent theme throughout. So the colorway that you see here are essentially the same colors that are on the April stickers that I can use for the entire month and for all of my weeks. So I'm excited about just having that consistency. I don't know if I'm the only one. Let me know if you feel the same way or if this makes sense. But for me, like, I need to have that same theme throughout everything, and you'll see that even in my wellness journal too. So I just kind of stick to that color theme. So that is what the monthly is looking like for this one. The next pages are my goals pages. This one, I'm keeping it super simple. So these are the monthly goals that I set, and I do color code them to the colorway for the Moxie Life for all of those. And I just used this script sticker from the sticker kits for April. Okay. This first layout in April is the weekly actions for the first week of April, which is April 4th through the 10th. So these were my weekly actions. As you can see, I keep it pretty simple. I did just add a little sticker up here. And then this was my weekly reflections pages for this particular week in terms of how I did with my goals. Moving on to the weekly spreads. So how I'm using these pages is more as a journaling. So I think journaling is perfect in a goal setting planner because it allows me to reflect if there were anything that I did around my goals or any other memories that I want to keep. So this will be really good to look at to see at the end of the year. So this was how I'm using the journaling pages or the weekly layout. So I have the horizontal version here, which I think is perfect for that. And then here on the bottom, I do have a habit tracker. So this will be things that are related to my goals that I still want to track and see my progress towards those goals. So the next page is the weekly actions for the week of April 11th through the 17th, which is the current week that we're on. So I'll go back at the end of the week and complete my reflections, and then is another page of journaling. And again, I'm using the paper and glam stickers on this one as well. And then I have my habit tracker towards those goals. So I will go back and fill out all of the initial pages, and it's essentially just transferring all of the work that I did in my goal setting process earlier this year and just transferring them into this book so that I have it all in one. The next system is my Folio system, and I'm using this beautiful blush pink situation here, the Folio cover. I do have some accessories here, which includes my initials and then this breast cancer awareness ribbon. And I have an internal pocket, and I'll go back and like fill these out, and make them a little bit prettier. Not that I really use them for anything. I can't think of anything yet that I want to use them for, but maybe I'll fill them out. So what do I have here? I have my budget planner. So this is my petite budget book that I've been using. I'll do a separate video on that one. And then on this one, this is my wellness journal. So this is this current week that we're on. So as you can see, I have the same theme for the sticker, so everything matches. I'm super excited about that. And that is how I'm using this one, and is more of a log for the day. And then the last one, and this one I recently incorporated into my lineup, it's my meal planner. And as you can see, I do use a couple of stickers here and there, but it's kept pretty simple for the most part. So these are the three that I have in here. And then on the back, this one, I'll go ahead and I'll decorate it a little bit more as well. But what I have here are just like routine cards and I'm working my way through building some of my routine cards so that I know exactly what are the things that I want to do every month, or that I need to set up to get ready for a new month as it relates to my planning routine. And then the last planner in my lineup is the Erin Condren Teacher Planner, and this one I'm using exclusively for work. So I did get it personalized, and I just wrote here project management because that's essentially what I do for work. And this is a much larger book, so this one's definitely not portable, so I can get away with it because I'm not really transporting it anywhere. So that works out very well. So this is a larger 8.5 by 11 size book, and I got it with the black coil. And I absolutely love how well this book works for the layouts for project management. So let's go ahead and take a quick peek as to how I'm using it. So for the monthly, this is really more like high level of any major deadlines that I have for work. And as you can see, it's pretty simple and pretty straightforward. Don't go too crazy with stickers, but let me show you how I'm using it for this current week. So this layout, it's broken down so that you can create, if you're a teacher, you can set up your lesson planner. So that's obviously, that's what the main purpose of this planner is. But I think that there's so many different ways that you can customize it to make it work for you. So for me, because I manage many different projects, I essentially cover different lines of businesses within my work. So there are different departments that I support. Within those departments, there are different projects that I'm working on, because there are many different initiatives. So the good thing is that I don't have more than 6 departments that I'm covering. So if I had more than 6, it might be a little bit different, but I have really 5. So that's really what the headers are. So I have my departments up here, and then in the pink is essentially the project that I'm working on for that. And there's a lot more sub lists or to-dos for those projects. I just don't include everything in here. This is sort of just to give me a high level overview. I used a regular like notebook to keep track of any like running to-do lists or things that come up throughout the day. So I kind of use that in conjunction to this, but this kind of gives me a high level overview of all the projects and some of the major tasks that I need to do. And then on the left hand side, I have the dates. And here, sometimes I've actually written down the calls that I have scheduled for that day or any meetings, but I found that that wasn't working too well. So what I have here is color coded by, one of the colors of the month. So you can see it's like purple, pink, and blues. Those are kind of like the primary colors for April, based on the stickers that I'm using. So I decided to use those colors to use it somewhat for color coding. So I have any major deadlines or any deliverables or anything that are due on that particular day. And then over here on the right hand side, I just have general notes that I need to reference. One of my favorite features of this particular book is all of the checklists. So you can actually include up to 28 extra pages, if I'm not mistaken, of extra checklists. So this one is intended to like mark students, attendance records or, permission slips or assignments or whatever it is. But for me, how it works well is I do have to manage different rosters for different classes or trainings that we're doing at work. So in between March and May, I am managing all these different rosters, and I need to keep track of all of the participants that need to make up the sessions or they needed to be rescheduled. So I just wrote a couple of categories that I wanted to keep track of, and then I'm using that checklist there. Over here is I use this part to just kind of keep track of how many like seats were available in this particular class. And I just wrote down the date. So there's like so many different ways that you can use these for. And of course, this one also has a ton of stickers in the back. I will use some of these, but as you can see, not too many because I'm really keeping it super simple, but I really like the options there as well. So that is my planner lineup. Let me know if you have any comments or any questions on how I'm using any of these planners, or if you have other ideas, whatever might be on your mind, let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next video.